Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Sunday morning. It is so good to be here with you. It's so good to see many of you already shouting out in the comments and saying good morning and hello. It is so good to feel your energy and feel this connection. Let us begin, as we always do, with prayer. And so I invite you to just take a breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Again, we take a breath in and we breathe out. And let's affirm, I am here now.
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 There is only one mind, only one power, only one presence, only one thing that is back of, behind, and underneath all things, all expressions, all life. There is only one life, and that life is your life now. That life is my life now. That life is our life now. It is the life of God. It is the life of love. It is the life of good that is expressing in, through, and as each and every one of us. I know that God is, and God is right here, right now. I know that good is, and good is right here, right now, because the divine, God, good, love neither comes nor goes, but is always available to us. It is always available to us through our recognition, and we recognize it now. We acknowledge it now. We know it now. We turn to it now. And as we recognize that God is, we recognize and remember that we are individualized expressions of the one. We are one with God and one of God. We are one with the divine and one of the divine. We are one with love and one of love. Love created me like itself. And as we stand in the profound awareness that divinity flows in, through, and as us, that divinity conceived of us and caused us to come into being, that love flows in, through, and as us and conceived of us and caused us to come into being and is seeking to express in, through, and as us in new, powerful, and more profound ways, I speak this word in faith, that this gathering we call the weekend service is blessed beyond compare. That this gathering we call the weekend service is a healing service. This gathering that we call the weekend service is a transforming service. This gathering that we call the weekend service is an enlightening service. This gathering that we call the weekend service is a loving service. This gathering that we call the weekend service is a service of gratitude. This gathering that we call the weekend service is a gathering of good and only good. I am grateful and thankful for each and every soul that has gathered here on this day at this moment to co-create this experience, to co-create this God experience, to co-create this love experience. We lean into it and allow good to express in, through, and as the service and in, through, and as our lives. We choose to be transformed. We choose to feel different than when we walked in. We choose to feel and express love. We choose to be enlightened. We choose to be expanded. We choose to transform. So it is with joy and thanksgiving that I release this prayer, knowing that there is much good coming from this moment of intention and affirmation. And so we release this prayer in gratitude and thanksgiving by saying amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe.
And so it is.
So it is.
And so it is. And so it must be. Yes, yes. Well, good morning. Again, hello. I'm excited to be here. I hope y'all are.
It's going to be so good.
I hope you are too. Well, it's so good to be here, as always, with each and every one of you, and so happy to connect and reconnect and live in this beautiful God experience that we call Celebration Spiritual Center, and to celebrate the magnificence and significance of God in, through, and as us. If this is your first time here with us, we're happy that you decided to join us, and there's something really, really good happening here at CSC always, and especially as we begin something new for this month and over the next 12 weeks, as we will be beginning our Masterclass today. But we are so happy that you're here, and we would love to stay in touch with you. You see the information here on your screen, and it's very easy to join our mailing list to access our digital connection card. You just text the word welcome to this number on your screen, 347-472-1078. When you text that number, you'll receive a link. That link is to our digital connection card. And once you go to the link, complete all the information there, and you will submit the information, and then you'll receive a follow-up text message that says you're all set. And indeed you will be. You'll be on our mailing list. You can receive our email that goes out each and every Friday. And as you'll see in our announcements, there are some things that you may want to have in your inbox and want to make sure that you're aware of. But most importantly, we're excited that you're here, and we know that it's not an accident. We know that there's something that you will receive that will empower your day, empower your week, and empower your lives. So, hey, you're family now. So with that said, I think it's time for us to get into our announcements so that we can get into the meditation and then into the class. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
All right. As I have already said, today the Truth Sunday Masterclass begins. I've got the power. We are going to be studying, going chapter by chapter, line by line, through the powerful text, The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. You can get the book in all of its wonderful formats, paperback, digital, or audio. The audio is approved for this class because it's unabridged, and it's a wonderful way to read along because you get to hear it and see it as you have the audio with the book. So we're looking forward to starting this. For those who may be joining us for this masterclass for the first time, if you didn't participate in the last 2 years, we change our format on Sunday. So we try to maximize as much time as we can by going into class. So we're not going to have any music for the next few weeks. We won't be hearing from Soul 21, but we are going to be tapping into this wonderful text and applying it to our lives. April 17th is Easter Sunday. It's also God Talk Sunday here at CSC. The God Talk is your opportunity to ask questions, an opportunity to learn how to apply metaphysical teachings to your life, new thought principles to your life. We recognize that many of us have left a traditional church theology, a different traditional church upbringing, and you want to make it all make sense. We were watching Gerard Carmichael last night, his new stand-up, and he was talking about needing to reconfigure God, accepting himself as a gay man. Now he had to understand God in a new way. And these are the kinds of things I was like, Lord, I wish we could reach out to him. Right? Because these are the types of things that we get to support each and every one of you in doing. Being here for an open, honest dialogue to ask any question. No question is off limits, and it's always exciting, the questions that come forward.
I love God Talk. It was one of those things that we originally set the intention to do from day one because we knew you'd have questions. We had questions when we made the transition into New Thought and into this way of thinking and discovering God for ourselves within ourselves. And so we love the idea of being able to support you in your questions and bringing your questions, but you have to be in the room to ask the question. God Talk Sunday is always an amazing opportunity to come together and to support each other as we move through questions to solutions.
Yes, yes. Each and every Wednesday morning, we gather together for prayer, the Momentum Prayer Call. It's an opportunity to continue the momentum from Sunday or to restart the momentum in the middle of the week as needed. We gather together every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you see the number here. You can call in. Just call in and wait. We do start right on time. And there's also a playback number. So if for some reason you can't make the prayer at that time, you can always call in and access the prayer 24/7, enter the playback number, the access code, and wait. And the most recent prayer will play. It is always a joy to gather together to know the truth, not just for ourselves. I say this every Wednesday. Not just for ourselves, but for every soul that is connected to CSC in any way, for our nation and our world. So know that each and every one of you who are watching and listening right now, that someone is praying for you and holding space for you and holding the highest intention for you and your life and every thing connected to you every Wednesday morning. And we have been doing that for quite a long time. And it is one of the many reasons that your life is unfolding in such beautiful and powerful ways.
I'll pray for you. You pray for me, and watch God change things. I love it.
Yes, yes. Also, you can submit a prayer request to prayerchampions@celebrationsc.org. If it's for you, on the behalf of someone else, by all means, please send that in so that we can continue to hold the high watch for you and those that you care about. And also, when your prayer is answered, feel free to email us and let us know that the prayer is answered. When the shift has happened, feel free to let us know that the shift has happened. When the new job happens, feel free to let us know that the new job happened, whatever it may be. We also love to hear that we know that prayer is being answered. We live it every day. But we also love hearing about how prayer is benefiting you and your life.
Yes, yes.
That completes our announcements for today. So we can move into the meditation and then get into class. So we are in the very capable hands of PY.
Yes, yes. It's so beautiful to come together every week, week after week, month after month, hold the intention, set the affirmative thought, and remember that we are connected to God. Each of us, individualized expressions of it. I loved PG's opening prayer for so many reasons, but one of those reasons was his ability to talk about the divinity of God and that it is our divinity. Its wisdom is our wisdom. Its beauty, its creativity is ours. Sometimes we forget that when we are in the middle of what feels like a challenge. We feel like we're on an island, all alone. We feel like no one hears or understands us. And we want you to know that God is right wherever you are. But if infinite intelligence created you, it created you intelligent. It created you. If it's wisdom that infinite intelligence is, it created you wise. It created you abundant. As an expression of the abundance of the universe, it created you with intention and never changed its mind about you. We go through times of not knowing who we are or why we are. But God, love, truth, wisdom, intelligence, thought of you as an amazing idea and never changed its mind. I spent a whole year at one point in my understanding and living with Course in Miracles, for example, saying one lesson as my truth every day. As I moved through the text, as I moved through the workbook, but my prayer was, I am as God created me. That means that any mistakes that I have perceived, any things that I have thought were wrong with me are untrue in the mind of God. I am as it created me. And knowing this, that I am as God created me, intelligence created me. There is no choice I cannot make that is not divine, that is not guided, that is not right and right-minded. So our thought this month, we're going to pray that prayer. We're going to affirm that thought. No matter what we are thinking of ourselves or have thought of ourselves in the past, I am as God created me. Period. End of statement. Absolute truth. We're going to hold that this month as we move into the power of decision. I am. As we remember the things that God is, I know that I am it, for it created me. Let's prepare ourselves today to drop into the vibration of how God created us. Perfect, whole, complete, ready, willing, and able to choose the direction of our lives. Let's begin. Look around the room. Notice where you are. Notice that you are in a safe space. You're safe with us, and you're safe in your home. And now, go ahead and plant your palms on the tops of the thighs. Align the shoulders over the hips. Making sure that the ears are in alignment with the shoulders. Nice long line of energy. And from this place of alignment, from this place of intention and knowing, go ahead, close your eyes. And with that subtle movement, just the closing of the eyelids, we drop into the center of our being. We drop into the knowingness that I am as God created me. And while my parents may have birthed me, God created me. Let's hold that intention as we monitor the breath. Just watch it, witness it moving. A few more rounds of just noticing the breath. The breath that never stops moving, even when we are in the midst of uncertainty, of change, of choice. This gift of breath keeps flowing. Beautiful, everyone. Now let's take conscious control of the breath. And bring our focus into the low belly now. And together, inhale, expand the low belly, count to 4. Hold it there, count to 4. Open the mouth, relax the jaw, sigh it out, count to 4. Drawing in the I am, count to 4. Hold it there, count to 4. And then I'll count to 4, releasing into the I am as God created me. Inhale. All the way up through the rib cage, expanding the front and the sides and the back of the body. Full breath, full room and space for God. Hold it there. And sigh it out, releasing anything that would prevent us from knowing the truth. In through the low belly, up through the rib cage, finding more room for breath, more room for God, more room for opening, more room for answers. Hold it there. Relax, release, and sigh it out. In through the low belly, up through the rib cage, up through the heart chakra, center of the chest, across the front, across the back. Hold it there. And without collapsing, relax the jaw and sigh it out. Again, in through the low belly and all the way up through the heart. That altar to the divine, that altar to goodness, that altar to truth. Hold it there. And relax the jaw, sigh it out. Let's take a full, complete breath all the way in and up through the heart, holding at the top. And this time, close the lips, exhale through the nose. And this will be our form of breath work in and out through the nose for the remainder of our meditative time. Each breath, each cycle, reminding us that we are as God created us, easy, breezy, full, expansive. Let's practice a few rounds on your own, in and out, through the nose. I am. We know that whatever follows the I am is, and we are as God created us. Wise, beautiful, prosperous, creative, loving, loved. And now, let's send this breath and this energy of life into our feet. Take your focus there as well, noticing the feet, maybe wiggling the toes. Maybe this week you've been gripping on to your experience very tightly, unsure of what steps to take. Relax the feet, knowing that each step is guided by the I am that created you. Sending that energy up through the soles of the feet. Feel it there now. Feet are planted, rooted in the truth. Energy flows up through the soles of the feet, across the shins and calves. Relax the shins and the calves. We allow the energy to flow across the knees. We bend, remain flexible, and we are open to knowing more of what created us as us. Relax the knees. Energy flows unobstructed across the thighs and the glutes and the hamstrings. We surrender the lower half of our body. Relax the thighs, the glutes, and the hamstrings. There is no end to the flow of energy through our bodies and our experience. We feel it at the base of the spine. We feel the joy and the opening of the hips. Relax the hips. Energy at the base of the spine is activated, is available, and ready to flow. Energy is moving now in your mind and in your experience as we inhale up, exhale, allow. Inhale up, exhale, allow. And up, exhale, allow. It continues to flow in and up. Exhale, allow. And finally, it flows in and up, out the crown of our heads. We allow it now, connecting us one to the other, connecting us all across the globe. As we remember, we are as God created us. Let that energy, give it permission, the energy of creation, of choice, of power, to flow back down through the crown, across the third eye, activating and lining the throat, across the shoulders and down the arms. See it in your mind and feel it in your body, flowing out through the fingertips now. Your whole body is alive with the awareness of its creator, and as its creation, you give it permission to fill you, flow from you, through you. Go ahead and scan your body one last time. Notice if you're holding on anywhere in your body, in your mind. You may turn the palms up if you like to receive more, or turn the palms down to ground. Either way, we know that we remain as God created us. For in this perfection, in this thought of you, God rejoices. If the mind wanders, it's okay. We go into the silence knowing that we have a thought to return to. No forcing of the thought. We allow the thought to bring us back. I am as God created me. From this place of awareness, we sink into the truth. Allow it to permeate every cell, here and now. With our eyes still closed, we remember that the self that created us sinless, did not make any mistakes about its creation, and loves it eternally as it was created. We enjoy the sensation of connection, experiencing the knowingness, the truth, and love. With our eyes closed, we remember this feeling, this time. We bring it back with us, for in truth we are never separate from it. We allow the love that created us to make us eternally loving to ourselves, to trust in our intelligence and in our power. Let's bring all of that knowingness back with us now, as we begin to wake the body nice and easy, slowly wiggling the fingers and the toes, elongating the breath. If the palms were turned up, turn them down now. Inhale, draw the shoulders up by the ears. Exhale as the shoulders draw back and down. Inhale up, filling the body with the breath and the wisdom of our creation. Releasing shoulders back and down. Last time up. Exhale, shoulders draw back and down. Bring palms together at heart center. Nice and easy, touching the thumbs into the sternum and bending the chin towards the fingertips. Feeling that opening at the base of the neck and along the spine. Slowly flutter the eyes open, nice soft gaze, dristy, nice and easy. Inhale. Raise the chin, raise the gaze. Exhale. Namaste.
Yes, yes. Namaste. Thank you, PY.
You're welcome.
Well, we have come to the time where we get to start class. So again, as a reminder to everyone, for about the next 12 weeks, we are going to be in our Truth Sunday Masterclass, studying the power of decision. The title of our new Masterclass is I've Got the Power.
Every time I hear that, I got to
I
start.
know, you'll probably hear that song. So one of the things, housekeeping things that you'll actually see here on your screen, as you're reading the text, you may have questions. We want you to take notes. Mm-hmm. You can email those questions to truthsunday@celebrationsc.org. Okay? The other thing I would encourage you, we're going to start with the introduction and get through as much of chapter 1 as we can. I don't think we'll finish chapter 1 today. So your homework is to read chapter 1 at least 2 times this week. Mm-hmm. And what I encourage you to do is look at your calendar and set aside a period of time, right? Depending on what your schedule is, you may set 2 reading times a day or several reading times throughout the week to complete reading the chapter twice this week. But we really want to support you in not just mowing through this text to say you've read it. That's not what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We also really want to model to you how to study and read and move through a text in order to apply it to your life. So again, homework, we're going to read chapter 1 twice this week. We're starting with chapter 1 today. We're not going to finish chapter 1. And so we'll come back to it next week. And so as you're reading chapter 1, you may have questions, and that's good. Email your questions to truthsunday@celebrationsc.org. And what we will do is we'll incorporate those questions into next week's class and the following week's class, okay? Anything else there?
I just love Masterclass because it's an opportunity for us to, as we said, model how we study. Mm-hmm. How we integrate what we're learning into our own experience, how we stop and we pause and we apply what we're learning to our experience, how we also know that if we're not in alignment with where we are right now, we just stop, take a pause, come back, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You may not be at the level of understanding that this text is giving you right now, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. We are going to support you. So if you have questions, there are no stupid questions. Mm-hmm. We cannot answer what you have not asked.
Right.
It's almost like when you ask the universe, right. You ask and you expect an answer. Mm-hmm. We're here to support you and thinking through it and integrating. Integration is the most important part. Absolutely. It's not just memorizing the words. We say that all the time. Mm-hmm. The way we teach is very specific. Mm-hmm. We offer these classes for free because we want everybody to have understood and have read these classics and are integrating them into their experience in a way that you may not have ever done in traditional theology. You may not have done this like this. So it's very important. Take your time, read it, sit with it, and integrate it.
Yeah. So with that said, let's get into it. And we are going to start with the introduction. And this is important. I think many times people ignore the introduction
or the preface.
Or the preface. Yeah. And so it's very important to read the introduction. Would you like to be more enthusiastic about your life and more effective in your efforts? Would you like to know how to enjoy more success in your work and in your relationships? If doubts hold you back, wouldn't it be exciting to know how to let those doubts go once and for all? You hold in your hands a book that will inspire you to live the most fulfilling life you have ever imagined. You will learn life skills that will support your success in every endeavor, whether personal or professional. Even after reading only the first chapter, you will know that whatever challenges have thwarted you in the past, there is a positive way through them. The Power of Decision was first published in 1968. Its author, Dr. Raymond Charles Barker, was a gifted teacher, minister, and speaker who filled New York's Avery Fisher Hall at Lincoln Center every Sunday morning. Many of you may not have known that, right? When we think about New Thought and you think about the history of New Thought, this is a New Thought teacher that filled Avery Fisher Hall every Sunday morning. It speaks to really the powerful legacy of New Thought in New York. This book is more than a set of lessons in how to make better decisions. It is a manual for you, the choice maker, the constructor of your fulfilling life, the manager of your own mind, to become the powerful, productive, happy person you were born to be. Highlighted that for a reason. I encourage you to do the same. In the first chapter, Dr. Barker tells the reader, you are intelligence, capable of knowing the right idea at the right time to make the right decision. This book, a classic in mental science, has sold many thousands of copies since its first publication. It has been used in universities, churches, business seminars, and mastermind groups, and by countless individuals to assist them to live the life they really want to live. No matter whether you consider yourself a religious, spiritual, agnostic, business-oriented, family-centered, a seeker, a leader, a builder of relationships, or any descriptor you prefer, this book will be useful to you as you create your life of choice. Dr. Barker explains that you and you alone are responsible for your level of satisfaction. He writes, intelligence created you and set you free on a path of self-discovery and self-decision.
I love this because it goes back to our meditation. Intelligence created you. That means you must be intelligent. You must be capable of making choices that set you on the path of your own life.
Dr. Barker describes how we create our own experiences, whether we are aware of this creative activity in ourselves or not. That which we are experiencing, we have created through the law of cause and effect. In forceful and direct language, Dr. Barker admonishes us to watch our alibis, stop glorifying in our martyrdom, refrain from indecision, and cease being satisfied in complacency. He does not let us off the hook of our own thinking, but he also does not leave us awash in what not to do. And this is, important. You will find he's very direct, as most New Thought teachers of his ilk really are from his time. Forceful and direct. And so this is part of why we're here to walk you through these pieces, to answer your questions and to support you in really applying it. Here are some of the life skills you will learn in this book. How to let go of problems. How to let go of guilt and remorse. How to manage your inner creator, your subconscious mind. How to accept self-determination. How to create your own good in abundance, health, love, and creative work. How to seek out new ideas that are fascinating to you. How to decide on greatness. How to operate within the success process. And how to change the world. Can we get a yes, yes? If any one of those things are something that you would like to learn how to do or improve your doing in.
Or didn't realize you could do.
How about it?
Right? That I get to decide on my greatness. I get to decide on whether I let go of my problems. I get to determine my life. I get to decide on new ideas. As A Course in Miracles says, you are here to save the world, to change the world. Right? I get to decide how and when I do that.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes. So this is powerful. New to this edition are several features that make this classic even more enjoyable. We see your yes, yes is coming in, and useful. A foreword has been added, written by a student of Dr. Barker's, a doctor and minister in his own right, Lloyd Judge Tupper. The Reverend Tupper shares stories about his beloved teacher that make the personality of Raymond Charles Barker come to life. I encourage you to read that. We have also added a glossary at the end of the volume defining some metaphysical terms that Dr. Barker uses. Although The Power of Decision has been read and put to good use by people with no previous experience in mental science, we felt that a glossary would add depth to these powerful concepts. Finally, we have included an appendix with applications of the ideas in The Power of Decision so that you can put these concepts to use immediately in your personal or business life. Your success plan has practical step-by-step suggestions to apply Dr. Barker's life-changing lessons to your own life decisions. The appendix was written by Professor Pamela Gray, who has taught Dr. Barker's book at the university level for years, and the glossary was written by Reverend Carl I don't know if that's Carl or Carl Huntley. We hope this book changes your life for the better. The truth is that there are great life-changing, empowering ideas already within your mind. Hear that again.
Yes.
The truth is that there are great, life-changing, empowering ideas already within your mind. They are planted there just for you. They are your ideas, and they are good for you and good for the world.
I love this.
They are part of what makes you the individual, unique, unrepeatable wonder that you are.
Unrepeatable wonder that I am.
Yes, yes. There are ways to become aware of these ideas, and then there are ways to courageously decide to bring these ideas into the world. The Power of Decision will show you how. In the words of the author, you are the right person in the right place to create a right world for yourself. Can we affirm that together?
Yeah, I have that highlighted.
Yeah. I am the right person.
I am the right person.
In the right place.
In the right place.
To create a right world.
To create a right world.
For me.
For myself. Yes.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that because I didn't highlight that before.
Yes. I mean, there's so many affirmative statements and prayers throughout this whole text that you might want to come back to. You're not going to be able to incorporate them all.
Yeah.
But the one or ones that speak to you, put those in your repertoire of statements, of true statements that you remind yourself of in times where you've forgotten,
Yep.
where you feel disconnected, where you forget that I am as God created me. There's so many of those statements throughout this text. And you know what I also say about this book? It makes you want to sit up straight. It makes you want to take it in and know that it's true. It makes you want to go to the mirror. It makes you remember.
Yes, yes.
If you've been slouching in your posture or in your life, it makes you sit up straight and remember.
Yep.
Because you cannot say these words without the change in the very cellular structure of your being.
It's like the scene in Black Panther when his mother says, remember show
who
you who are.
Who you are.
Right? It's that energy.
Yes.
Right? And you may have felt defeated in your life and almost pushed over a cliff. But when you remember, oh my Lord, when you remember who you are. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. So the preface. 21 years ago, I gave a series of lectures at a seminar on the subject, The Power of Decision. Those attending found the ideas presented to be extremely helpful. So I made the decision to write this book and give it this title. I am certain that the principles and ideas explained in these pages will help many people to clarify their thinking and make correct decisions. In my own life, I have proved them to be true. Too few people are living the life they really want to live. Life can be lived fully and richly. It all depends upon the decisions the person makes. Right decisions await your discovery of them. They are already in your mind. This book will help to reveal them to you. The intelligence factor. Let's see if I can. Okay. I'll be all right. The individual's ability to act unintelligently in a universe of intelligence is amazing. Unintelligence functioning in human consciousness produces wrong decisions. As a result of these wrong decisions, people limit themselves with sickness, financial strain, family quarrels, and frustration, all of which are unnecessary. The power to make right decisions is yours, and this book will reveal to you methods for creating a healthy mind that will cease making erroneous decisions. Modern science proves the universe, the cosmos, to be an arena of intelligence wherein intelligence, left to its own devices, will act and react intelligently. Science finds cause in creation by seeking the creative process as it functions in a framework of intelligence known as order, premised upon law. This creative process, individualized in man, is his capacity for right decisions. So what does this mean? This is beautiful. Because we talk so often, right? As above, so below, as below, so above. We understand in the wider context the truth that we live in an orderly universe, that actually it's one, right, which brings order, but also we live in a cosmos, not a chaos, right? We know beyond a shadow of a doubt there's absolute intelligence behind and back of and governing this universe, right? And that intelligence, doesn't have to be thought of as some being or person as God is anthropomorphized to be, but there is something. We just call it intelligence. Now, what we know to be true is, as God is, I am. As God is the ocean, we are the wave. And so that means that this same creative process, this same intelligence that we take for granted, the intelligence that allows our earth to spin, this intelligence that allows us to orbit the sun, this intelligence that allows us to even travel to space because of intelligent laws that are in place, the intelligence that allows us to see, as the Hubble telescope recently saw, the furthest star ever. It's way bigger than our sun and brighter and hotter. It's because of all of this intelligence that we're able to see this and know it exists and understand things about it. That same process is individualized in, through, and as you. And that is your capacity to make right or intelligent decisions. That intelligence, of course, it's present in your digestive system, right? It's present in your circulatory system, but it's even beyond that. That intelligence is present within you to make right choices and right decisions, intelligent choices, intelligent decisions.
And usually those unintelligent decisions are those disconnected choices, those decisions that you make from fear, those decisions that you make not remembering that you're intelligent, that you're worthy, that you're loved. Those are the unintelligent decisions that are made. The unintelligent functioning in the human consciousness is forgetting all the things that we just said that you are.
Yes.
Right? You're acting from fear.
Right.
You're reacting from fear. You're not responding from intelligence.
Exactly.
Right? It's there. It's not just there for the scientists or the doctors or the whoever you consider intelligent. It gave everyone the same ability and capacity for intelligent choices, to create intelligently.
The infinite mind could not act unintelligently. The cosmos would not be the visibility of total idea, law, and order if the infinite ever knew an instant of confusion. Think about it, right? I mean, we think of all the things that we create as humans that, things can fail, right? Cars are wonderful and, but an engine can fail or brakes can fail or something, a belt can break, right? But if this infinite universe was governed by that same reality, just one moment, one day, the sun, just went out, right? And then, I forgot I'm supposed to be shining.
Oh,
right?
wait,
Or
what time is it?
what day the earth just stopped spinning, like all of the things that would go into chaos and confusion. If it ever knew anything other than intelligence and instant of confusion, right, we would have chaos. It doesn't know that. Cause is never indecisive, never disturbed, and never defeated. It continues to act intelligently as law and order, no matter what we do with our lives. Right? The sun still comes up. I always think about that. That was what President Barack Obama said the day after Donald Trump was elected. The sun came up. Right? It's like we could do all kind of crazy stuff that's not to our benefit. The sun still comes up. Right? No matter what we do with our lives, no matter all the crazy stuff that we do, this order happens. Time and space forever remain the same as we move through them. Man or humanity may be limited, but the universe is not.
I love it because reality is the same idea as this intelligence, this infinite mind. Now, our experience of reality, we get to create. We get to what we think of as mess it up, muck it up, damage it. But the truth of reality remains without chaos.
Right.
It gives us the ability to choose how we create and to choose again and again and again. But if it's almost like we're operating with this safety net. I like to talk about that. The net is always there. This reality, this experience of intelligence is always functioning. That's why you can't really mess it up.
You can't, because you can always come back to the truth no matter what you do and reset.
And reset.
Intelligence created you. Any creation of an infinite intelligence would have to be intelligent. Also, the purpose, the plan, and the process of coming into being would necessarily be intelligent. We are an intelligent result of an infinite mind acting with purpose in ways of intelligence to express itself as intelligence in a universe of intelligence. Law and order are as inherent in an individual as they are in the universal scheme of things.
Let's talk about law and order. We're not talking about legislated law and order. We're talking about the ultimate way things operate, the way in which the system flows, the way PG just said, the way the sun comes up, the laws and principles that we're talking about that are unaltered by our conditions and our experiences and our human thinking and our human ability to mess it up. That's the law and order we're talking about. We're not talking about morality in that sense. We're not talking about who's in office. We're talking about things that are just the way they are.
Right.
Law and order.
Right.
And that's what we're operating. If that did not exist, there would be chaos.
Yes, yes. And that law and order, that spiritual law and order, that universal law and order is inherent in each and every one of you and each and every one of us. Hear this. This is powerful right here. The newborn child is the result of intelligence. For months, the intelligence in the mother's subconscious mind has been at work to bring this child into the world. It emerges into a world of possibility and flexibility to think and feel its way through its lifespan. It is equipped with intelligence, and this intelligence will unfold and evolve as the child is trained in intelligent ways to act and react in living. We think of the newborn child as being cute, but rarely as being intelligence in action. Every child individualizes the infinite mind.
Every child. It almost makes me want to cry after, especially watching the special last night, where Gerard coming out. There's always that thought in the back of the mind: was I made as a mistake? No. Every child, gay, straight, trans, every child has intelligence in it, came intelligent on its life plan, its way, its journey.
Yes.
It was not a mistake.
Nope. People, I said during the meditation, right? While your parents may have birthed you, God created you.
Yes.
Right? And this is echoing what Charles Barker is echoing what she was saying. Right? And think about the ways in which we haven't thought about ourselves, right? The ways in which, in some cases, our parents or our loved ones didn't even know to see us in this way, right? But you can change the narrative right now through this understanding, because as long as you have a foundational understanding of who and what you are, that is all that matters, right? There was a time that we had to depend on what our teachers said, that we had to depend on what our caregiver said. We had to depend on what our basketball coach said, right? We had to depend on all of these different things, looking for some sort of validation, looking for those things. And thank God for those people that did pour into us, right? That gave us a sense of self and a sense of that we mattered and that we were worthy and all of those things. But the truth is, every child individualizes the infinite mind. You are the result of intelligence.
Yes. I used to say, my parents weren't married, they weren't dating, that I was a happy accident. Now I'm just the result of intelligence. I'm the result of intelligence working in through and as them, in through and as the whole experience, just intelligence. And while I was a cute baby, I'm intelligence. Right? You will never look at a baby again the same way. You will see it as an intelligent mind.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. How problems are born. The manifest universe is the continuous operation of a first cause, which is mind. We are also a continuous operation of this first cause as mind in conscious action. Our conscious and subconscious intelligence acting in and on the universal subconscious of the cosmos has total power for self-expression and self-evolution. There is one God, one mind, one cause, and one intelligence, and we individualize this. Unto us is given the totality of mind for our use and for our distribution of its ideas into form. Right? You hear this. We begin every prayer this way, right? There is one mind, one power, one intelligence, one cause, right? One God. We individualize it. We are the wave. God is the ocean, right? You think about all of the ways that the wave expresses itself, all of the ways that the wave is individualized and singular, and yet there's only one ocean. It continues to fade back into the one and express again and fade back and express again. Troubles result when an unintelligent factor is introduced into a field of intelligent activity. Worry is an unintelligent factor, as are fear, hate, and resentment. This list could include all the negatives known. I love this word, right? And I emphasize, as I said, unintelligent factor. Troubles don't result because of unintelligent people. See? And we got to be able to separate this now, because you're going to hear things and read things that have to do with our thinking. And we could start blaming ourselves, or we could move into shame, or we can move into guilt.
And
it's
those
the
are
present
unintelligent factors as well.
It's an unintelligent factor, right? Just as if you had a dish that was supposed to be sweet and it was incredibly salty, it's the factor of the salt that made the sweet dish salty, right? It wasn't the dish's fault. The dish is not bad. The dish is not going to hell. The dish is not unworthy. So let's understand that worry are factors that may have been entered into our lives through our thinking. They are fear, hate, resentment, guilt, shame, doubt, lack, limitation, unworthiness, right?
Like you could list all the unintelligent factors that have been operating in your life. Just if you just thought about that, all the ways that you've been thinking that have created factors of unworthiness, of doubt, of fear, of resentment, of anger, of shame, of guilt. Those are unintelligent factors. That means that God did not create them.
Right. But you are not the unintelligent factor. Very important. Right. Here is the birth of the problem. Worry is the gestation period during which a negative situation is produced by our thought and appears in our experience as a problem. The universal mind, being impersonal, not knowing what it creates, yet knowing how to create it, remains undisturbed by the unintelligent creations of our thought, which temporarily exist within it. God is undisturbed by our wrong decisions, which are our unintelligent actions in a universal mind of intelligence. This is why we say clearly that God is unconditional. It's no respecter of persons. God does not forgive because God does not condemn. Right? All of this is rooted in that. God is undisturbed by your wrong decisions based on some wrong factors that were present in our lives. We're not judged by that, right? And God doesn't turn its back because, you was in a whole bunch of fear last week.
Yeah, I guess I ain't going to bless you this week.
Right? And so it also doesn't mean that because we were in a lot of fear, God was then punishing us with the results. We live in cause and effect, right? But God is not punishing or rewarding us in truth, right? And we've talked about that over the past few months, right? But Pema Chodron says it, right? Pain is not a punishment and success is not a reward. Powerful.
Yeah, this whole section right here is highlighted and should be. Understanding the universal mind, its impersonal nature, right? Remember what I said, reality is undisturbed. Now, your experience that you create might feel disruptive, right?
Think about the sky and the weather, right? right? And God is the sky, not the weather, and so it can be our experience as well, right? That we're the sky, not the weather. The weather changes, comes and goes. The
Comes
sky
and
is
goes.
undisturbed.
Right. Think about it. If you were disturbed every time it rained, or it snowed and you didn't want it to snow, or we are undisturbed. We know that there are seasonal aspects to it. We know that the seasons change. We know that sometimes it's raining. We know that even if it's cloudy, the sun has to still be shining.
Yeah. Know yourself as intelligence. After you read the next sentence, pause and then speak it aloud. I am pure intelligence, always acting intelligently.
I'll say
Let's
that.
affirm that
Yes.
together. I am pure intelligence,
I am pure intelligence,
always acting intelligently.
always acting intelligently.
And you can screenshot this if you want to. We'll make it available to you if you want to have this and print it out and put it up somewhere. I am pure intelligence, always acting intelligently. Does your mind instinctively react with a no? Does this statement go against all your present self-conclusions? Right? Did anybody have, did
Like,
you
I don't
hear
know.
that self-doubt? Like, I am pure intelligence, right? Because most of us don't speak of ourselves in that way. First of all, pure intelligence we think are reserved for so-called geniuses, right? Some exclusive club. And that they're the ones that are always acting intelligent. They're always the ones that are using intelligence in any way. But the truth is, there's one intelligence. We are one with that intelligence, and we are individualized expressions of it. Again, does your mind instinctively react with a no? Does the statement go against all of your present self-conclusions? If it does, then you need the instruction in this book.
You're at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing.
Mind and what it creates are one. Jesus said, I and my Father are one in John 10:30.
You know the thing about that I love also? It didn't say I and only I and the Father are one. Right? I think we've interpreted that, and we've been taught that Jesus was the only one that was one with the Father.
Right.
He was just demonstrating that.
You were born out of intelligence as intelligence to express intelligence. Oh, that just sounds wonderful. You were born out of intelligence as intelligence to express intelligence. Worry, fear, dis-ease, argument, and frustration are not your normal heritage. These are abnormal, unhealthy uses of mind and emotion which you have wrongly assumed to be necessary to your everyday living.
I love that. We just assume that fear is part of the experience, that worry, that argument, that frustration are just part of it. They have become part of it because we collectively agreed that it is part of it. It's not.
Right. And hear this. Your rebuttal that these negative states are normal because everyone has them does not make them so. All the sickness in the world cannot disprove health as normal. All the sorrow in the world does not prove joy to be abnormal. Hear that, right? Because if one were true, then the other would have to be true, right? Oh, well, there's so much sorrow in the world, joy couldn't possibly exist. Oh, there's so much sickness in the world, good health couldn't possibly exist, couldn't possibly be normal for everyone. It is obvious that health, joy, plenty, love, and self-expression are the normal modes of living. The fact that you and every other living soul want health, wealth, joy, and self-expressions indicates that their possibilities are already in you, or you could not seek them in your world of experience. If they are within you, how did they get there? Mind individualized these potentials in your consciousness because only as you express these needs are you expressing life intelligently.
Only as you express these needs, these things that are already there, are you living in the intelligence of which you were created. I really want everybody to keep mulling these ideas. Only if this is, it's so intelligent and so logical that we sometimes forget and just go on to the next page. If it didn't exist, you couldn't express it, you couldn't want it, you couldn't live it, you couldn't see other people living it.
Yep. A new self-awareness. I am pure intelligence, always acting intelligently. There's our There's our affirmation again. Just so you can see it, if you want to affirm it again with us, we can't say this enough, particularly as we're planting a new idea into our consciousness. I am pure intelligence, always acting intelligently.
And the more we say it, whether we say it in front of the mirror or we just say it to ourselves, we say it aloud or we write it, if there's other doubt, if that rebuttal comes up, we just quietly, we don't argue and fight with it. We just quietly, lovingly keep affirming it. It'll take a minute for you to accept the reality of what is.
Yeah.
If you've been believing in opposition to it.
Yeah.
It will take some time. But that's why we use affirmations. I love Louise Hay for that. We use them because we don't believe them.
Right.
We plant the seeds because there wasn't anything there. We plant the seeds so we can harvest this new idea.
Absolutely. 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 If you can say this without subconscious rejection of the fact, you are well along on the pathway of spiritual understanding. If the central idea involved here causes no conflict in your acceptance of yourself as intelligence, then you are ready to live effectively. You cannot go beyond your own self-accepted image. As long as you underestimate yourself, you cannot succeed in life, or you can only succeed up to that point.
Up to that level.
Right? And this is powerful, right? You cannot go beyond your own self-accepted image. I'm going to speak to black folks right now and people of color, right? But this really, this applies in so many levels. The LGBTQ, and trans folks, we just had the Trans Day of Visibility a few days ago, right? You cannot go beyond your own self-accepted image. So often what we're trying to do is get someone else to affirm us. And so we're like, if their accepted image is on par, then I feel okay, right? But actually what it is you can't get beyond your own self-accepted image. There comes a point in time where you must completely accept who and what you are, no matter what. Whether your mother accepts you or not, whether your father accepts you or not, whether some group of people accept you or not, whether some religion accepts you or not, whether Democrats accept you or not, whether Republicans accept you or not, whether men accept you or not, whether women accept you or not, right?
Right. And we know that for many of us, there have been ideas about our image subconsciously planted. We're not denying that has happened.
Right.
But what we're doing now is we're using our own intelligence to create a new self-image, a new understanding, a new way of looking at ourselves that does not require anyone else's approval.
Yes.
For guess what? We are as God created. We were already approved. We've been pre-approved.
Yes, yes.
All those credit cards you've been looking for, pre-approvals, all those loans, all those whatever, you've been pre-approved.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Now you just need to get yourself in alignment with that new image. And yes, the old image is there, but so what? We speak a new thing.
Yeah.
We create a new thing.
Yeah.
We have a new thought.
Yes, yes. I love what he says here. No person is stupid. This is why I highlighted the idea, right, of unintelligent factors, not unintelligent people. No person is stupid. Stupidity is only a misuse of intelligence in non-intelligent ways. Everyone, including you, is mind in action with the potentials of greatness, awaiting the individual's demand that they shall come forth out of the depths of consciousness and begin creative action. To develop this new consciousness of yourself as intelligence, use the following spiritual treatment. Both silently and audibly, it will awaken the dormant possibilities within you and start their activity. So Raymond Charles Barker gives us several spiritual mind treatments that we can use. And so I've made slides here, and again, we'll make these available if you want to print them out and have them with you. We encourage you there's so many short spiritual mind treatments that are provided, and we encourage you to, as PY said earlier, take those, take one that feels good to you, incorporate it into your prayer life. And so this treatment, a new self-awareness, there is one cause, one mind, one source. I am, because this cause created me out of itself in order to express itself as me. This cause, being pure mind, created me as pure mind in action. God knows me as an intelligent vehicle of its great ideas. Therefore, I now know myself as the mind of God in expression. I am an alert, vital individualization of the infinite mind. I am intelligence, wisdom, and knowledge. Every idea I need is already within my consciousness. These ideas are now activated in my thought, and I am fully aware of them. Henceforth and forevermore, I shall make right decisions. To that we say amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe.
And so it is.
So it is. There's so many powerful spiritual mind treatments in this book. I just love the way that he talks here about this cause, being pure mind, created me as pure mind in action. God can only be in action in, through, and as you, right? It's God in action in, through, and as the ocean. God in action in, through, and as the clouds. God in action in, through, and as the breeze. God in action in, through, and as the seasons. It has to be in action in something or as something.
Yep.
It is in action as you. God in action as you.
Absolutely. I also love these spiritual mind treatments because this is teaching you spiritual mind treatments, right? Teaching you how clear and concise an affirmative prayer can be, how clear and concise a spiritual mind treatment can be. And you feel the activation as you hear it. You feel it. It's so powerful.
It's beautiful in its simplicity, but in its targetedness. You know, sometimes when we're teaching affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment, people try to throw in the kitchen sink. They try to throw in their very specific minutia. This is talking in a global way about every aspect of your life. And so it doesn't get caught up in what the initial thing that is bothering you or the unintelligent factor operating in your life. It goes to the truth, it speaks the truth, and it brings the truth into action in you. There are beautiful prayers throughout this whole text. Pick one and use it for 30 days.
It uproots our foolishness.
It uproots the foolishness. Be done with the foolishness. Of course, Miracle talks about that. Enough of this foolishness, it says.
Right.
Enough of this not knowing yourself as God created you. Enough of this unintelligent factors operating in your life. Enough of this disconnection. Enough of this worry. Enough of this fear. Enough of this doubt.
Absolutely.
That's what spiritual mind treatment is for.
Yes, it is.
To treat your mind so that it operates as the one mind operates.
Intelligently.
Intelligently.
Yeah. We go on. No self-argument. Your human mind may refute this with the argument that you have done your best through the years, yet you have made many wrong decisions, as we all have. No one has ever done their best. The greatest creative minds producing masterpieces in art, literature, dance, music, and the sciences have never been satisfied with their works. Never judge yourself by what you have done. Judge yourself in terms of what you will do. You are not the past. You are the present becoming the future. You are a potential of mind, and this mind knows only the now. It never sits in judgment on anyone, keeps no records, and knows only the good of you.
That sounds familiar. It sounds like PY and used to be on Sunday mornings. God is not Santa Claus keeping a naughty and nice list. It knows only the good of you.
Yes. God knows only the now, right? And this is important. It works both ways, right? We don't rest on our laurels of the good, what amazing things we've done in the past. And we also don't lament the past and judge ourselves and keep ourselves stuck in, oh, you made this big mistake. Oh, you did wrong. Oh, you did wrong. Oh, you made a wrong decision, right? Either way. It's not beneficial, right? Because God doesn't live in the past. God only lives in and knows the now. And it is seeking from this, the creative potential of the now to bring something new into being, right? This is part of what's underneath and what underlies visioning, right? What is God's idea of itself as my life, right? What is seeking to emerge and express as my life now? That's a present conversation. It has nothing to do with what you did or didn't do in the past.
Absolutely. Again, there's so much to make you sit up straight in this book. Am I the only one sitting up straighter? Am I the only one's like, yes? I see a lot of yeses. It's so true. God is not keeping this list. It's not judging you. And here's the other thing, that when you read something like this, where it says you're unfolding and you're moving towards, and this is not hustle and grind either.
Nope.
This is not hustle and grind to get the next, to do the next, to be the next. Most people are hustling and grinding because they don't believe in what they are now. And so they're just trying so hard to get the next, to get the next, to get the next. This is not what this is talking about.
Right. Well, the unintelligent factor is worry, right? Is
Right.
lack, is, well, there's not enough.
So
let me get mine.
Let me get mine.
Before they get theirs.
Or just in case I don't, you know.
Right.
It's not that. That's not what
Right.
we're talking about, the unfolding of the next. It's knowing that your security is already in place. It's knowing that your prosperity is already achieved. It's knowing all of that in the present.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes. The concert pianist may play a round of golf. The onlooker sees him as a golfer. His friends know him as a pianist. The fact that he is a golfer does not refute the fact that he is a pianist. The fact that you have made mistakes does not negate the fact that you are intelligence in action. Every person living has made mistakes. Those who proceed with living never waste time licking their wounds. New ideas take them the next step of the way. Separate in your thinking the golfer from the pianist. The next concert will reveal his genius at the piano. Separate yourself from your past wrong conclusions, for these are no longer what you are. You are intelligence making right decisions, for you are directed by right ideas, ideas that are functioning in the now, this day, this hour, this minute. Life never made a problem person. It made a person capable of handling problems. Somebody cue the B3 organ right there.
Yes, Hammond B3.
Life never made a problem person. It made a person capable of handling problems. Because you are pure intelligence. Acting intelligently.
I love the logical, that's that analytical part of my mind that loves the if-then, that loves being able to look at it in a logical way, that there's no guessing, no second guessing. This is just the way it works. I'm not worried about the interpretation of what someone said long ago. I get to apply this to my life right now. I get to live this right now. I get to test this out right now.
You are not the problem, and I think this will probably be the last section we read. You are not now, nor have ever been, the problem. This echoes again what I said. We're talking about unintelligent factors, not unintelligent people. You are not the problem. You are the person who sees the problem in order to activate the idea necessary to solve the problem. Ideas, not physical bodies, solve problems. That's deep on like a trillion different levels. When you think of our political system, when you think of our economic system, when you think of the ways PY already talked about hustle and grinding, ideas, not physical bodies, solve problems.
Right. Bodies are in action from a solution.
Right. The right idea compels us into right action.
That's one of my
and it's
favorites.
easy and effortless. Right? But how many times when we're faced with a problem, we're like, what can I do? What can I do? How can I manage it? How can I fix it? How can I? And sometimes we make it worse. Because we didn't know that ideas solve problems, not physical bodies.
And where do these ideas come from? Infinite intelligence. And who has access to infinite intelligence? And who is acting as infinite intelligence? Me, you.
Yes.
So it makes sense.
Mind and emotion are the essentials of life, and you are mind and emotion. You are never the office, the thing, or the situation. You are intelligence capable of knowing the right idea at the right time to make the right decision. Your right ideas, activating right decisions, sound the death knell to all negatives. Evil cannot linger on the pathway of the right-minded, up-to-date thinking individual. The path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day, Proverbs 4:18. That scripture defines you as you really are. The universe is undisturbed by human stupidity and ignorance, foolishness of what the individual really can be. The universe is never in a hurry. It is law and order. It waits for the individual to come to its senses, and knows themselves aright. Once you know yourself as mind, you forevermore control your experiences through ideas and not through the manipulation of material events. Thinkers change the world, and you are a thinker.
And how do we know you're a thinker? Because we use our ability to think in intelligent and unintelligent ways. But today, guess what we get to do? We get to forgive ourselves and set ourselves free from the unintelligent use of mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who, my Lord? So, for those of you who haven't started the book, I hope this has given you some powerful momentum. You're ready to read through it. Again, our encouragement to you, your assignment is to read chapter 1 of The Power of Decision at least 2 times this week. And one of the surest ways to commit to doing this is actually putting time in your calendar. Look at your calendar and put time in there to do it, right? Don't wait till it's Saturday night, next Saturday, like, oh Lord, we got Masterclass tomorrow. Let me, right? Don't do that, right?
That's not loving.
That's not loving
Or beneficial.
Right. If break it up into any kind of segments you want based on how your schedule looks this week. Keep it loving. You don't have to try to read a whole chapter, in one sitting unless you have the time to do that. But as you schedule that, also take notes. Write down questions. Be aware of the thoughts that are coming up. You see the email on your screen. Email your class questions to truthsunday@celebrationsc.org. And what we will do next week is incorporate some of those questions into, as we continue chapter 1. We may review some things that we've already read based on the questions, and then we'll continue. This is just wonderful. It's powerful. Again, we're giving ourselves 12 weeks to go through this text. There are, I think, 8 chapters, I think. So there's not, usually most texts we have, it's a chapter a week, but we're able to really break up the chapter and move through this in a very deliberate, conscious, and intentional way.
Yes, and you notice how we're pausing when things hit, when things touch us, when things make you get the chills. We pause and we sit and we digest that. We think about it. We apply it to things in our lives. You begin to think the way we begin to think about a text, the way we dive into the text, right? And so that's why you can't get it done necessarily in one setting. These chapters aren't very long, but each little piece, it's just like a nugget.
Right.
Have you ever had something that you just loved and the taste of it, and you just ate it really slowly? I tend to do that with chocolate. Because otherwise you lose it, right? That first bite, that mindful bite. You have mindful bite after mindful bite. If you take a mindful bite and then the next thing you know, the plate is gone, it's empty, then you weren't mindful and experiencing each nugget. We want you to do that with this text.
Absolutely.
It's a classic for a reason.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So if you haven't gotten the book already, it's available anywhere you buy books. If you purchase it through Amazon, you'll see here in the post, in the description here on YouTube and Facebook, there's a link to Amazon. You can purchase it there. The digital version, the paperback, as well as the audio. Again, I encourage you to use the audio. Hearing it and seeing it is very helpful, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing this, by actually reading it out loud and moving through. There's lots of research that shows that we retain information better that way. And also, in this case, the audio is unabridged, so it's word for word the text. Before we close, it is, of course, time for giving. You've seen the information throughout the stream. It's very easy to give to CSC. You can go to our website, celebrationsc.org/give, or you can text your dollar amount to 347-744-9500. What's most important is that you give what feels good. You have to be giving from a feeling tone of knowing that there is something back of and behind the thing that you're giving, right? That however many dollars you're giving, that is a symbol, and it comes from a resource, not the source. God is the source, and it is an unending supply, and it becomes all that we need over and over and over again. And so freely we give, confidently we give, joyously we give, because we know that it is coming back to us, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so as we know that, then we can affirm this powerful truth. All the money that I use,
all the money that I use,
returns to me multiplied.
Returns to me multiplied.
In a never-ending cycle.
In a never-ending cycle.
Of increase.
Of increase.
And enjoyment.
And enjoyment.
Yes, yes. To that we say amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
Can we put the book title back up again? I think some people still didn't see it or don't know it.
I can't put the book title up right now, but it is The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. Again, as you all are watching this, if you look in the post, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube,
yes, the
title of the book is there, as well as a link to purchase it. So it is in the post, and it's available to you all. But again, we're happy to be doing this with each and every one of you. Normally a class like this would be probably $4.97 or more as we move through this, but we're really happy that we're able to offer this to each and every one of you and do something unique. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, send folks a link to this video so that they can tap in and be ready for next week, because transformation is coming as a result of this, right? And so, it's up to you, right? Power of decision, right? You could decide right now. Transformation is coming as a result of this. And so each and every one of us that have gathered together have already made that decision in conscious and unconscious ways. So let's allow this good to flow and guide us into more prosperity, more joy, more love, more ease, more good.
And as you begin to affirm our statements this week, that self-doubt might come up. So what?
Yeah.
Lovingly, gently. Lovingly, gently. Bring yourself back to the truth.
And so we send you all lots of love. I pray that you enjoy the remainder of your Sunday and have an absolutely awesome week. We look forward to gathering together on Wednesday with many of you for the Momentum Prayer Call. And then all of us will join back together again for week 2 of I've Got the Power. All right.
Yes,
so y'all enjoy yourselves. We love you. Bye for now.
Bye for now, everybody.